And I'm not blind. I'm not deaf. Well, okay, I'm deaf. But I'm not blind yet.
But it's the fruit ones are basically for his health. The meats were for something new to learn. I love to cook. There's just the two of us. You can only do so many two-people meals. This way I get to cook a lot. I have it down on the shelves. We go camping with our children. My one son and his wife have 3 kids. My other son and his wife have 1 little girl. And we go camping. What better way to cook a meal than open a couple of jars and have home-cooked meals while you're out camping using a propane stove. But anyway,
it's a big propane stove.
That's about all I care to tell about me. Maybe more later.
There is one more thing.
What's that?
How far from civilization do we live?
We live in a town of 3,000. We are 4 miles from a big city going west. Three and a half hours from a big city going west. 4 to 5 hours from a big city, which isn't all that big, going east. And from a Costco's, we are
9 hours.
At least 9 hours. In the winter, more like 12.
Yeah.
So you have to catch the bargains when you can, and if you can do it and can them,
then you actually have them.
It's there when the prices are really outrageous.
Yeah. And why would you buy 10 pounds of hamburger and brown it up and put it into a jar? Because
it takes up a lot of room in your freezer.
Well, that too, but what's the price of hamburger around here? About twice as much as
$6, $6 to $7 for a kilogram.
Okay, and that's the bad stuff.
And if I can, they sometimes, about every 4 weeks, they'll put it on for half price and mark it for a quick sale, but it is exactly the same date and grade as the stuff they're selling, but people won't buy it because it says fast sale and they think there's something wrong with it. So I bring it home and I can it.
Yeah. And what else do you do?
I go in to the grocery store and they, about twice a week, they go through and they mark 30% off roasts, 30% off chickens.
You got a cat behind you.
Yes, Squeak. And I will go in because 2 days later, the due date is due. I bring it home, I either put it in the freezer or I can it up the next day, and I have perfectly good meat. And other people keep saying, oh, I can't afford to have this, that, and the other thing, because they don't know how to can. They really don't know how to shop.
What do you mean?
They go out and chicken fingers. They buy chicken fingers. I can go home, bring home some chicken, either thighs or breasts. I smash up some cornflakes. I can dip the chicken into either butter or egg wash, then dip it into the cornflakes, put it on a baking sheet, bake it for 20 minutes, and I've got chicken fingers. For about a quarter of the price that you would pay at a grocery store.
Okay.
And
in other words, you know how to cook from scratch.
Yes.
And a lot of people should learn how to do that because
it saves them a lot of money.
Yeah.
Even if they don't can, if they learn to cook from scratch, people would have a lot more money left at the end of their grocery bill.
Yeah. And these people on welfare that you've got for friends, the ones that say, end of the month.
They go and they are making soup out of vegetable flakes that they buy at the bulk store and a can of chicken stock. And to me, that is not a meal. It's not even a healthy meal. It might
Okay.
be a good starter or a snack, but there's not too much health in it.
Okay.
And if they bought,
If they learned how to cook from scratch?
if they learned how to cook from scratch, they'd be a heck of a lot healthier. I go and I buy vegetables when they're two bags for the price of one. And even if I don't really care for mixed vegetables, I bring them home and I dehydrate them. And then when I make a soup of any sort, I grab a small handful and throw them in. Not so much that everybody can taste it, it's just more filler for the soup.
And color.
And color, yes.
I hate color in soups.
But I've got, the vegetable I do the most of is carrots. But I've got, and from the videos I've been watching,
Well, just one second.
a lot of the Americans cooks.
Now, what are we seeing up on that shelf?
There's carrots, there's a jar of bay leaves, there's rice, there's dehydrated cauliflower, there's cheddar cheese powder, there's dehydrated apples. Those are wheat berries. I've just,
Wheat berries. Where?
beside the blue and orange. Don said he wanted to figure out what to do with wheat berries, so I found some. Now he has to figure out what to do with them. And at the end, there's dehydrated tomatoes. The videos I've been watching, a lot of them call for powdered tomato. Well, they're very hard to find in Canada. I've been to about 6 different grocery stores, and they all look at me as if I'm nuts. But since I wanted to try some of the recipes, I've started dehydrating tomatoes, and I'm making my own powder. But Don likes jerky, and he likes apple chips, so I started making jerky. And everybody told me I had to put in liquid smoke to make it taste good, but I don't. I use wine, Worcestershire sauce, onion, salt.
And that explains that great big bottle of wine sitting on the counter behind you. You're not a wino.
And the last I made, I used hoisin sauce because I was out of Worcestershire sauce. But I dehydrate mushrooms and onions and celery. I like doing the celery because I hate chopping celery every time I need it. So if I have it dehydrated, I just have to
Celery.
put a teaspoon or so in, and it works very nicely.
Yes, and just make sure you have the mushrooms labeled clearly so you don't poison me.
But yeah, it started off for health, then it went to fun, and now it's being cost effective and
fun.
fun. And it's healthier. I know what goes into the meals I make now.
Yes, that's true. So are you a prepper yet? No, not yet. We have to get you out shooting guns or something.
Get the snow gone and I'm out there. But anyway, that's it for me.
Okay. Say goodbye, Squeak.
Can you say goodbye? Hey, Squeak. Squeak doesn't talk much.
And why did he get the name Squeak?
Because he doesn't meow, he squeaks. And my 2-year-old granddaughter heard him. She's in China. And she heard him and he went, "Meow." And she goes, "Squeaky! Squeaky kitty!" So his name is Squeaky.
Okay. Goodbye.
Bye.